What's up, everybody? I wanted to take a moment to demonstrate a really quick breath work sequence that I use regularly and that I think you would benefit from if you're interested in this sort of thing. And so what we're going to do is match two different exercises together, 2 minutes each for a total of 5 to 6 minutes of practice. To help us sort of reground into our bodies, clear our minds so we can continue with our days. So the first exercise we're going to do is something called Breath of Fire. It's an expiratory exercise, meaning we are going to empower our ability to exhale. The second exercise that we'll match the first exercise with is something called Bellows Breath. And what Bellows Breath is an inspiratory exercise, meaning we are going to empower our ability to breathe in. And so there are two reasons, among many, why you'd want to do this. And the first is purely for the sake of developing a stronger meditation practice and realizing through breathing and changing gas chemistry that as we start to control our bodies in more exaggerated and intentional ways, our bodies themselves have the power to pull the mind inwardly. And meditation, at its simplest and truest, is the increased ability and willingness to internalize the mind. So the more internal our awareness becomes, the more we are meditating. Second reason, and I think this is the more practical and useful reason, is that as we run through these breath techniques, you'll find an increased level of stress, maybe anxiety, doubt, fear, all these negative emotions start to bubble up seemingly out of nowhere, and usually at first we project it onto the exercise itself. But what's going on is as we change our blood chemistry and alter the standard that our body is used to, our nervous system starts to freak out. It questions, why is this happening? The only reason this would be happening is if something were wrong. And so as we stress our nervous systems out intentionally through practice and through regular practice, we start to become more familiar with these stress signals that the nervous system puts out into our bodies. And as we become more familiar with them, we become more adapted to them. And what this means is when life presents itself as the monster it can be, calamity, disease, loss of job, loss of relationships, the dark clouds of sort of suffering that arise from time to time in all our lives, that signals the same nervous response: fear, stress, doubt, worry, so on and so forth. But because a meditator, someone who does breath work specifically, is used to these signals, when those dark clouds of circumstance arise, they instinctively associate that with more awareness, meditation. And so in that, the recognition of life's darker expressions is recognized to be a tool to empower our own awareness. And so in that, we become more courageous, more willing to take risks, more committed to the things we must do to overcome the obstacles that are in front of us. So really cool stuff. I think that's the missing component to the whole I want to change, I want to transform my life piece, is that we usually approach it purely through the mind, when yoga, the wisdom of yoga is that the mind and the body are one, and transformation must arise through both if it is to arise at all. And so breathwork is a way of transforming the nervous system, not muscles, not joints, not ligaments, not these tissues, but the nervous system itself. Sweet. So 2 minutes of Breath of Fire, 2 minutes of Bellows Breath. We're going to get started. Get into a comfortable seated position. I am not seated on the floor in some yogic posture. I'm on my couch. Rest your hips at the edge of the couch so your sit bones, these two tiny knobs underneath the glutes, are sort of securely planted at the lip of the couch or your chair. And in this, your hips can tilt forward. From there, as the hips tilt forward, in this anterior tilt, the spine lengthens. All right, so now shoulder blades pull down. Listen to the sounds around you. Rest your hands on your knees. Extend your arms. And as you extend your arms, feel that this supports the sense of lift through the torso. Eyes are closed, take a few deep breaths. So breath of fire, it's going to be a big inhale. You're going to fill your lungs up all the way. And then a fast exhale, like you're blowing snot out of your nose. Followed by a fast inhale, so that your lungs don't deflate over the course of the 2 minutes. Listen to me if it's new. Look at me if this is brand new to you. But then revisit this video, practice time and time again, and the confusion will start to transform into proficiency. 2 minutes is going to start right now. Lengthen through the spine. Again, hands resting on knees. Rotate your elbows down towards your legs. Tilt the hips forward. Relax the shoulders. Take a full breath in. Listen and follow my lead. Fast exhale, fast inhale. Keep going. Now exhale completely. Keep your spine tall. Keep your body perfectly still. Hold your breath for a moment. So you're going to collect a little more CO2 here. Focus on the physical sensations. Tingling, buzzing in the flesh, and maybe a dizziness, lightheadedness in the head. Now take a full breath in. Feel that increased sense of posture. Hold perfect stillness and breathe normally. And so I want you to focus on feeling those tingling, buzzing sensations and the dizziness and lightheadedness in the head. And notice if you can cast out judgment and analysis that these feelings are good. They feel nice. They're entertaining. There's a quality of like a high. And so you want to enjoy and savor these physical sensations. Yogis call these sensations sukshma. Sukh means sweet. Sukshma means the sweet nuances, the sweet subtle sensations that arise naturally from within the body. Take a couple breaths. If you want to hold your breath for a moment, that usually increases your sensitivity to these feelings, or sukshma. Okay, now we're going to go into the second exercise. We're going to exercise our ability to inhale and now pull oxygen into the bloodstream. It's going to come with the same sensations, tingling, buzzing, lightheadedness. It might also come with those nervous system signals, those stress responses, fear, doubt, confusion, all of this, negative thinking. And so you're exposing yourself to this part of your nervous system, this part of your nature, to familiarize yourself with it. And in the end, to befriend it over time. Okay, eyes closed if you open them. 2 minutes starts now. Look at me, listen to me if you need to. It's a full inhale, be patient with it. and a full exhale. Be patient with it. Here we are. Tall spine again. Tilt the hips forward. Feel the spine lengthen. Hands resting on knees. Let's start with our first breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep breathing. Take one more inhale. Full breath out. Hold the breath. One more breath in. Breathe normally. Now it's important to rebuild the posture. So again, tilt the hips forward. Maybe squeeze the thighs in together. Activate the musculature of your legs as a foundation to empower lengthening the spine. And as you rebuild your posture, working stillness, notice those subtle sensations increase. And now focus on those subtle sensations the way you would enjoy a little piece, a morsel of your favorite food. And so the mind internalizes, feeling these details. Sukshma, they feel good. Breathe normally if you haven't already. And enjoy. Feel the blood chemistry return back to the standard. And feel the nervous system return to this heightened balance of intense alertness. You're present, but also empowered calm. And so both sides of the nervous system are activated. The stress response, the sympathetic nervous system, you're really here right now because there's something to pay attention to. And the parasympathetic, you're relaxed. Enjoy these dichotomy. Let's take a couple more breaths. And now while the sense of touch naturally internalizes us to our body, really quickly divert your awareness to listening to the environment around you. The sense of listening and hearing externalizes us, brings us back into the world. And so this is the evidence that some meditative shift has occurred. Can you more easily recognize that life is beautiful? Can you feel its importance? Can you sense the vestige of potential? That despite the reality of storm clouds, the reality of shadows and challenge, there is the ever-present opportunity to grow through them. Can you feel that more easily? Let's take one more breath in. One more breath out. Alrighty. enjoy yourselves. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Come back to this video as often as you need. I promise you, it becomes easier over time. You become more proficient with it over time, and in that, the time it takes becomes less and less and less and less. It interferes with your day, less and less and less and less. And now you have this really valuable tool in your back pocket to consistently provoke power, presence, sincerity, all of this good stuff. Namaste, be well, and again, thank you.